We're talking about General Hospital spoilers for Wednesday, April 1st me. And nah, this doesn't feel like a joke episode, even though it's April Fool's. This feels personal. Like everybody's making decisions they're going to regret in about, give it 48 hours, tops. Brooke Lynn, nah girl, she's not having it. So let me start here because this whole Brooke Lynn situation, it's got me side-eyeing Chase real hard. Brooke Lynn straight up refuses Chase's idea. Like, not even a hesitation, not even a let me think about it. It's just no, done. End of conversation. And honestly, I kind of get it. But also, girl, are you thinking long term or just reacting? Chase going to Willow for help with the baby adoption situation. Yeah, okay, logically, it makes sense. Willow's been through stuff, she knows the system, she's connected, it's efficient, fast, clean, whatever. But relationships ain't spreadsheets, you know what I mean? And Brooke Lynn, she's not stupid, not even a little bit. She sees the bigger picture, or at least the emotional one. Because the moment Chase goes back to Willow, even for something innocent, it opens a door. And I've seen this show too long, those doors don't stay innocent. It's never just, hey, can you help me with paperwork? It turns into late night talks, then shared memories, then you remember when, and boom, suddenly we're revisiting feelings nobody planned on revisiting. And Brooke Lynn knows that. But here's where I kind of pause, like I'm torn. Because on one hand, yeah, she's protecting her relationship. Respect, boundaries matter. On the other hand, she's letting fear drive the decision. And fear-based decisions, they usually blow up in your face later. I mean, what if this really was the fastest, safest way to secure the adoption? What if saying no now delays everything, complicates things, risks the whole situation? But nah, she's not thinking about that right now. She's thinking about Willow, about the past, about that uncomfortable what if he still feels something. Question that nobody wants to say out loud, but everybody feels. And honestly, I don't blame her. Still, it's messy. It's going to get messier. Michael, wait. Why now? Okay, this one got me leaning forward a bit. Michael suddenly showing concern for Sunny, huh? Like, I had to double check. This is Michael we're talking about, right? The same guy who spent years being distant, conflicted, sometimes straight up against Sunny, and now he's showing up, maybe even going to Sunny directly while Sunny's dealing with Sidwell targeting him. Yeah, nah, something's off. Because people don't just change overnight like that. Not in Port Charles, not anywhere really. So I'm sitting here like, okay, what's the angle? Is this genuine concern? Maybe. Maybe Michael's finally realizing, hey, that's still my father and things are getting dangerous. Or, and this is where my brain goes, is he positioning himself? Because timing matters. And this timing is suspicious. Sunny being targeted means vulnerability. And when powerful people get vulnerable, that's when other people step in. Take control. Gain leverage. So what if Michael isn't just checking in? What if he's gathering information? Or worse, what if he's planning something long-term, something strategic? And yeah, I know that sounds a bit conspiracy-ish, but come on. This is General Hospital, not a family dinner sitcom. Nobody does anything just because anymore. And if Michael really is playing a deeper game here, then this could flip everything later. Portia, oh, she is messy. Now Portia, wow. This right here, this is calculated. I don't care what anyone says. She reveals to Curtis that Jordan might be pregnant, and not only that, Jordan's been keeping it quiet. And listen, the fact that Jordan didn't say anything, that already tells me she had a reason. Whether it's uncertainty, fear, timing, whatever, that's her choice. But Portia stepping in, yeah, nah, that's not just being honest. That's interference. That's sabotage. And I keep thinking, what's her real motive here? Because on the surface you could say, oh, she's just telling the truth, Curtis deserves to know. Cool, fine. But the timing again, it's too convenient. Jordan and Curtis potentially reconnecting, rebuilding something, and suddenly this bomb drops. That's not random. That's strategic chaos. And Portia, she's not dumb. She knows exactly what kind of emotional storm this is going to create. Curtis is going to be confused, conflicted, maybe even pulled back toward Jordan because of this possible pregnancy. And Portia, she risks losing him. So why do it? Unless she believes that blowing everything up now is better than losing slowly later. Like, if it's going to fall apart, might as well force it. Rip the Band-Aid off. Or maybe she thinks the truth will somehow secure her place. I don't know. I really don't. But what I do know is this is not going to end clean. Somebody's getting hurt. Probably multiple people. Sidwell, yeah, this dude is escalating. Sidwell is not playing around anymore. He's moving into the next phase, targeting Sonny directly. And honestly, that was always coming. You don't build up a villain like this just to have him sit back. And now Jordan's caught in it as his subordinate, no less. That dynamic alone is already uncomfortable. But what really got me is the idea that Sidwell might force Jordan to fabricate evidence. Like framing Sonny for attacking Marco, that's dark. That's not just manipulation, that's straight up corruption at a dangerous level. And Jordan, she's not someone who wants to cross that line. You can see it coming, the hesitation, the internal conflict. But here's the thing, when you're under someone like Sidwell, no isn't always an option. So what does she do? Does she comply to protect herself? Or does she resist and risk everything? And this ties back into the Curtis situation too, which makes it even messier. Because if Curtis finds out what she's being forced to do, yeah, that's going to complicate things real quick. Also, let's be real, if fake evidence actually gets planted, Sonny's entire world could flip overnight. Legal trouble, reputation damage, allies turning against him. This isn't just a small move. This is a full-scale attack. Maxie, oh, she's mad. Maxie finding out that Felicia, her own mum, got bullied. Yeah, no, that's not something she's going to sit quietly with. And when she hears Nathan was involved, whew, that's gasoline on the fire. Now, I'm not even fully convinced Maxie has the whole story yet, because it feels like one of those situations where assumptions are made before all the facts come out. But does that stop her? Absolutely not. She goes straight at Nathan, not even a conversation, more like a full-on verbal attack. And I kind of love it. Not gonna lie, it's chaotic, it's emotional, it's very Maxie, but at the same time, this could backfire. Because if Nathan's side of the story is different, if Lulu's involvement is misunderstood, then Maxie might be jumping the gun here. Still, from her perspective, it makes sense. You mess with her family, she's coming for you. No filter, no pause. And honestly, sometimes that's the energy you need in this show, because too many people be dancing around the truth. Maxie? Nah. She kicks the door open. Laura, girl, you need to run. This part, low-key stressful. Laura possibly overhearing Sidwell giving orders. Yeah, that's already dangerous. But if she hears him berating Nathan for not following through, or even worse, hinting at corrupt activity, that's not just gossip. That's evidence. And Laura, she's not the type to ignore something like that, which makes her a problem. And when you become a problem for people like Sidwell and potentially Nathan, you become a target. That's just how it goes. So now I'm sitting here like, does she stay quiet? Does she confront someone? Does she try to expose it? Because every option is risky. And if Nathan really is a dirty cop, which it's kind of looking like, then yeah, Laura is in serious danger. Like, not metaphorically, literally, because people covering up corruption don't usually go, oh no, you caught us, guess we'll stop now. Nope, they silence the problem. And Laura, she might not even realize how deep she's in yet. Final thoughts. This episode feels like a turning point. Kinda messy though. I'm not gonna lie, this whole setup feels like one of those episodes where everything shifts just a little bit, but in ways that stack up later. Brooklyn saying no, that's gonna ripple. Michael's sudden concern, suspicious. Portia's reveal, explosive. Sidwell's plan, dangerous. Maxie's anger, unpredictable. Laura overhearing stuff, yeah, that might be the most critical piece of all. And what I keep coming back to is this. Nobody here is making clean decisions. Everybody's acting from emotion, fear, pressure, and sometimes ego. And that's real, honestly. That's what makes it feel less like some polished drama and more like messy human behavior. But also, and this is the lesson part if you want to call it that, when you act without clarity, when you react instead of think things through, you create consequences you didn't plan for. Every single storyline here is basically that in action. And yeah, it's entertaining to watch. But if you step back for a second, it's also kind of like, damn, this is what happens when communication breaks down, when trust isn't solid, when people start making moves based on what if instead of what is. Anyway, I feel like Wednesday's episode is going to leave more questions than answers. And honestly, I'm here for it. Even if half these characters got me yelling at the screen like, what are you doing?